Hi, welcome to this week's episode of Funny Things That Happen to Real Estate Agents. Tonight, I have a special guest joining me. You're going to love her. I love her. She's great. Funny story. Just to say that every week we are live on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central on both YouTube and my Facebook page. So make sure you don't miss it. Okay, so my guest this week is Brittany Riethmiller. She is from Sauk Prairie, Sauk City, one of those. I'm going to bring her on and she can tell you.
Oh my goodness.
Is it Sauk City or Sauk Prairie?
Okay, because
it's not a Sauk Prairie, it's a Sun Prairie, right? No?
No.
Oh.
Because it's Sauk City and Prairie du Sac, they call it the Sauk Prairie area.
Okay. So I wasn't totally wrong.
Sauk it is.
Made that up.
That's where I currently reside.
Okay. And I have to tell you, like Brittany, like most of us moms, is hiding in her closet to go live tonight. She's hiding from her children. We've all done that. You know, I've done podcasts from my car because I couldn't get away anywhere quiet. So I hid in my car, or I've sat at a park and done it. So it was quiet. So we've all done it. So I'm just, it really makes me pretty happy that you're in your closet.
I'll just hold the door shut. No one come in.
All right. So tell me a little bit about you. So you've been in real estate for 8 years. Is that what you said?
Yep. 8 years this month.
Okay.
Yep.
And before you got into real estate, what did you do?
I was a personal trainer. And before that, my background is education, sociology. Okay. I went to school of University of Northern Colorado in Colorado.
Is that where you're from, is Colorado?
No, so I am a Hoosier. I'm from Indiana. I'm from Indianapolis. And then when I graduated high school, I went to school out in Colorado and graduated out there and met my husband and married. And then we moved to Madison, Wisconsin, where we are now.
Yeah.
And then we moved north 20 minutes on Lake Wisconsin is where we live in the Sauk Prairie area.
I have to show you this comment.
I keep talking about Sauk Prairie with my hands.
This woman says that, sorry, it keeps disappearing. The laundry room is a good place to hide.
Yes.
The washer's not running.
Drink.
And then Tanya says she hides from her dogs. I have to do that too because mine barges in. She can open door handles. And she's more annoying than the kids when I'm trying to like do a live or something, you know.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's that chocolate lab I was telling you about, Harper. She can open, like she opens our back door and lets herself in, and she can open the fence gate to let herself out of the yard.
If they could just close it.
I know, that's what I told her. I said, we need to work on closing, girl.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have, everybody sit down for this. She has 6 kids. One of them is a newborn, which is awesome. She's got 3 of each, right? 3 boys, 3 girls.
Enough for a good basketball team.
And she's not Catholic or Mormon.
People always ask, so I thought I'd clarify.
And she doesn't know if she's done yet.
They're all on top of each other. Like, they're not all on top of each other. That's what I'm trying to say. They're equally, they're spaced out nicely, like 3 years apart, 2 years.
Yeah. So you're a busy mom, and you still find time to do real estate, which is what most of us are. You know, a lot of us are moms, you know, that are working. Some of us are working part-time. Some of us are working full-time. It's a struggle. You know, it's a balancing act. Yeah. So the fact that you do well in real estate says a lot because you can balance 6 kids plus your real estate career. Like you were saying the other day.
I kind of gave up my secret maybe that I'm in a closet right now, but
at least you're not drinking in there.
Just this year, somebody was saying I don't think they really knew how many kids I had. And he said, yeah, there's this girl that I knew that had like 5 kids. And I said, I'm expecting my 6th now. And they're like, oh my gosh, you're one of those. And I'm like,
one of those.
Thank you.
So you had said the other day you were were you pumping or you were breastfeeding and you were tacking down something?
I bet people are gonna. I'm like so hot right now.
Just relax. I mean, we know it's part of the job. You know, you have to do what you have to do.
Yeah. So it's been common that. Okay, this is like totally behind the scenes. So recently, this has been completely innovative since I had my last one, which is 4 years old, and they have remote pumps now. So, and there's an app for that. So you put it on your phone, and it controls the intensity and your volume.
Really?
So if I have just fed her, or it's been an hour and a half, and I know it's close, but we got places to be, I'll put them in, start driving. But after a while, you have to take them out. So then,
yeah,
make sure no one's next to me driving. But yeah, it's helped me a lot.
So what were you doing at the house the other day? You were doing that, and I thought you said you were nailing down something.
Oh, recently a house that I just had in town. It's like I'm sitting in the floor of my closet right now. So I literally was sitting on the floor of their house and nailing down tacking strip with the baby. Literally. We were all in stitches laughing, just like this is really happening.
I mean, obviously, you know which clients you can do that with and which ones you wouldn't be able to, like there's a lot of people that are very critical of moms that breastfeed, and especially moms that bring their baby along with them. So but they treat us like we're dumb. I mean, of course we know that. We know that there's people that are okay with it, and there's people that definitely wouldn't be okay with it. Like I know my audience. If there was a man there, I'm sure you wouldn't be doing it. Yeah, it'd be pretty funny if you did.
Hence why I'm breaking a sweat, because I don't know who's watching this and let alone she's talking about it. So apparently she's a lot more open than we all thought.
Oh, well, I kind of let the secret out. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I just feel like my house is like Florida right now. And it's not. It's really not.
All right. So, okay. So just to set up the story, Brittany, how tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
Okay. And how tall was your client?
5'8".
And she was a runner and tiny.
Yeah. Maybe 140, 5'8", runner, lean.
Yeah. Okay. So I
was a student athlete. Like, I have good stance. We'll put that in.
I mean, you're 6 foot tall. I mean, obviously you can hold your own because, I mean, you're tall enough. Usually people that are 6 foot tall don't have a tiny little frame.
Like, I would love to do roller derby, for example. That's the kind of...
You would kick butt. Totally. I had a friend from college. She was a tiny little thing. She did roller derby, and she was good at it.
Right.
Tiny.
It's all about your booty and your hips.
Yeah. You're 6 foot tall. You can just knock them out with your hip.
Yeah, you would think the conversation we're having right now.
All right, so let's set up the story. So you were at an inspection, and you were in the root cellar. Do you want me to play that clip now, or do you want me to?
Well, I won't go into the full story, and then I'll let you. Okay. So since we live in Wisconsin, it's a basement with exposure, and it was on the lake. Well, it's still there, not was. It's on the lake. And we were in the root cellar. Literally, it goes inspector, buyer, and myself. We're just standing in a line. I'm just towering behind, watching.
Towering.
Because I know what you think. Like, I'm like on top, like, hey, like I just tend to stand in the back and kind of have this view.
Well, because it's more important for the inspector and the buyer to be up front anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of
yeah, right. You're just there just to listen and provide advice to the buyer and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So anybody that's not familiar with the root cellar, it's got shelves on the sides of it. They generally aren't real big. Right?
Yeah, there's usually shelves in there and a door or creepy door. I mean, it's just a storage area in a house.
And generally they're usually in older homes, right? Like that was probably an older home?
Yeah, but this wasn't substantially older.
Okay.
This is probably considered to be under the porch.
Okay, gotcha. So it's like
To
the
be
safe room.
completely honest, and it had like a gravel
Okay.
flooring also, which will make sense.
Okay. So
to probably why this was happening.
Right. Okay. So you're in there and you're just kind of looking around.
Oh, are we going with the story? Or are you going to play the clip? That's what I was asking.
Which do you want? Do you want to talk about what you picked up, or do you want me to play the clip first?
Oh, I'll just go. I'll go for it. Yeah, go. Okay. That's fine. So anyway, we were in this root cellar, and he's explaining because he's in the front, buyer's in the middle, and I'm in the back, and I just happened to look over at the shelving, and there's only one item left on this shelving, and it's a black box. And that black box, I'm like, I'm kind of goofy and silly, and I like to have fun, but I can be professional also. And I happened to pick up, and I'm talking about this black box. It's just a small black box. So I just totally do it. I'm like, what's this? And I pick it up, but then my buyer, where she's located, would be parallel to her face. And I'm like, and it's a mouse and a mouse trap.
And it was alive or it was dead?
Oh, it was dead.
Oh, okay. Well, sometimes they're the live traps, that.
Oh, they're kind of like, let me go.
Yeah. It kind of looked like a live, well, not necessarily a live trap. It was one of those traps that looked like once they go in, they can't get back out. Right?
Oh, right. No, this was dead. So as, and it's all very simultaneously to where I'm like, oh, and that's the other thing is I kind of have a man scream. So then she sees it and she literally tackles me out of this closet, and we hit a refrigerator in this kitchenette that's right behind us outside of this door, and moved this refrigerator over. And we're like, oh my gosh, because it's just an inspection. Anything could happen at that point.
But needless to say, she just kind of like picked you up and took you.
Like literally picked me up and took me. And now I think twice before I take off my shoes in a person's house. And I would rather have booties on, because this was an event that I did not have shoes on.
Oh, that's funny. There's some people
and her adrenaline just
there's
took
some
me
people that mice bother, and there's other people that they don't bother at all. Like my sister-in-law, for example, she's scared to death of bats, but a mouse isn't so bad, compared to a bat, So to dangle this in front of her face, not unknowingly what was in there, to pick it up and it just drop out.
I mean, it's a distance from me, but she was in front of me, so therefore it was next to her face. Go, Brittany.
Yeah, well, at least you guys could laugh about it.
Oh, yeah.
Like her, like tackling you like a linebacker.
I mean, we still laugh about it. It's 3 years this May. Yeah.
So in flag football, you should totally pick that girl for your team.
Oh, yeah. She'd be.
She's small, but she's mighty.
She'd be on it.
Okay, so let me just play the clip here quick so everybody can get an idea of what we're talking about. Hold on.
There's more, though, to it.
Yeah, I know. You can explain it after we.
Okay.
Okay, so that gives you kind of a little bit about what we're dealing with here. Like I always tell everybody that in real estate, you never know what you're going to see. And we see some crazy stuff. So the first image of that clip was you dangling the mouse from the trap.
Yeah, we took a pic because I'm like, at this point, I'm already held the black box. So I'm like, we're going to take a picture of this. People will not believe that I just picked up a mouse. Like, how do you, there's a story and then they're stretching the story.
Right.
The fish story.
So the other mice was not that day. It was
actually, she went to put in forced air, and in doing so, had the ceiling tiles removed in the basement.
So the drop ceiling.
a drop ceiling.
Yeah.
And when the drop ceiling came down, that's what she's seen. There were mice that were dead.
Skeletons. I think it's funny because the hair's like all plastered out beside them.
Dead.
They're dead.
She thought that they were batting around we have a lot of black walnuts. She thought it was batting around a black walnut. And she goes over and picks it up, and it wasn't. It was a mouse's skull.
Yeah. So they obviously, before she bought this house, there must have been a big mouse problem.
Guess there was a mouse problem.
Yeah. Better than a snake problem.
You've seen those snakes come out of wells before? Yeah.
Or they have them in their house. That's why I don't go down in basements first, is because I always tell the story because my aunt had snakes in her basement. So now I think all basements have snakes. So I don't like to go down there. I'm scared to death of snakes and basements. So okay, so she's got multiple mice. And then what about the teeth?
Okay, the teeth came before technically the drop ceiling, like meaning right after she moved in. So she didn't know still about the drop ceiling. But it just was funny because everything was the surprise factor with this house. Right. So she couldn't see what was in the closet. And so she was reaching back and she's like, what's this? And she literally grabbed a hold of these teeth and came out. So then, and to follow in line with everything, like with me grabbing this mouse and dangling it in front of her face, she's like, look at these teeth I found. I don't even know the story with this. I mean, we don't, like, the fact is that there's these old teeth that she found in the closet.
And part of them are wrapped with like tin foil. It was weird. Like, when was that house built? Do you know? Do you remember? Like 50s, or was it before the 50s?
But I would say about that. About 50s, 60s.
Right. Well, it couldn't have been that old, I guess, because of the plaster cast of the teeth, probably.
And this was a second home for them. So it's hard to imagine if that's your second home and they lived in Illinois coming up to Wisconsin, what they would be doing with their random teeth in their vacation home. I'm just saying.
Well, I was just wondering if the guy was maybe like the former owner was like a dentist or maybe an orthodontist or something, but the teeth were weird because I mean, like I said, part of them had tinfoil on them and then part of them looked like wooden teeth. I mean, they didn't look normal. You know, I don't know.
What's the new normal?
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's just to go along with the mice skulls. We have somebody's teeth impressions.
Yeah. So that's what made it funny, is just that there was constant surprises.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you don't expect to find that.
No.
Yeah. All right. So I'm trying to think what other story you told me that I was laughing at.
Bird's nest?
Oh, when you were pregnant?
In the attic? That's a little soon.
Yeah, we won't tell that one. All right, so before we go, I'm going to play this clip again now that you've told them what it was. So hold on. It still cracks me up. Just the way the fur, and I know because I worked at Menards when I was in college that if you feed a mouse decon, they don't smell when they die. So I'm assuming that these mice were probably poisoned or something. Otherwise, you would smell them rotting in your ceiling, right?
You would think, but
I guess I don't know. Maybe if that wasn't a full-time home and they weren't there very often, maybe they did smell. I don't know. I can't imagine.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Afghan, or I don't know.
Maybe it's haunted, maybe there's more to this story.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Possible.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on and telling your story. I'm going to pop you out to the waiting room and I'll be out in a minute.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. All right. Thanks for watching tonight's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. We've been talking all week. She's a hoot. And I hope people aren't offended too much by the mice story, but if you have a mouse problem, there's not a lot you can do other than kill them. So I just don't want anybody getting upset about that. Anyway, so until next week, I'll be live again Wednesday night at 7 p.m. If you are in real estate and you have a funny story that you'd like to share, please send an email to funnythingsre@gmail.com. My business partner, Angela, she has offered to do free strategy calls with any agents that would like to speak to her maybe about growing your business or how your business is going and what you can improve on. If you are interested in that, just send an email to samstaskellsells@gmail.com. Otherwise, you can send it to the funnythingsre@gmail.com, and either way, I'll get it. So until next week. I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. I'm having so much fun with the show and with real estate, and none of this would have been possible had I not partnered with Chuck and Angela Fazio with eXp Realty. They've helped me grow and are helping me build my business.
Yeah, it's our favorite thing to do, Sam. Chuck and I have been, top realtors in the industry. We've run top teams. We actually had the second largest independent single office brokerage in the world, but we shut it down so that we can move it over to eXp. And so now we get to spend all of our time working with brilliant people like you, helping you build your business in a variety of ways. So if you're interested in hearing about what it means to partner with me, with Sam, with my husband, Chuck, Michael, Reese, Jay Kinder, it can be done. We can all work together. So just give us a call.
And just for fun, before I sign off, here's a little blooper reel. See you guys next week. Hi, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode of Funny Things That Happen in Real Estate. We're going to have to start over.
What? That's okay. I think I can clip it. I think I figured out how to clip it.
Oh, okay, so we can just keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, so start. I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. There's so much pressure.
It's not that much pressure.
Oh, I was having so much fun. That's what it was. Okay. Yeah. All right. I hope you enjoyed tonight's I hope you enjoyed. Don't make me laugh. You're not helping.
I might not even clip this.
I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. I'm having so much fun. And none of this would have been possible. Oh, did you hear that? My phone went off. Sorry, I thought I muted that. Okay.
Oh, I don't have my phone. We're good.
Okay. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. I'm having so much fun. None of this would have been possible had I not partnered with Angela and Chuck Fazio with eXp Realty. They have helped with the show as well as Oh, it might take me a while.
Oh my God, you're making me cry my makeup off.
Oh,
okay.
God. All right. Do it this time. All right. Don't laugh. I'm not even going to look at you. I'm just going to.
All right.
Okay.